G'day everyone, welcome back. Let's see if I can't set my ute on fire today as we drive up to the workshop. So for those who didn't watch the last video or all the way to the end, I put exhaust wraps on my cats on my ute, and the idea is to just try and take a bit of heat out of them and just make it so it's not so hot, you know, when driving over stubble. Anyway, I got home last night and I was going to test it with the heat gun and see, you know, the temperature difference. And as I pulled up, turned it off, there was smoke billowing from my engine bay, and I was just, oh my god, what's going on? Not even thinking about the exhaust wraps. I just thought that some wire had been crossed in there somewhere, and you know, my ute was burning to the ground. I opened the engine bay, I opened the hood up, and just couldn't, I couldn't see where it was coming from. So I grabbed the fire extinguisher and I just doused the engine bay, to which I then go, oh you idiot John, it's the wraps. I looked underneath and it was the wraps smoking. It was the glue off the wraps. I obviously didn't leave it long enough before driving, so we'll see if driving now is going to make it smoke when we get up there. But today we're going to get into doing some servicing on the tractors and checking some wheel bearings out on them as well. Make sure that they are all good to go and ready to roll for harvest, which will hopefully start next week. We'll see. If the conditions are right, it'll be next week. Yeah, heat resistant to 450 degrees Celsius. Fully cures in 2.5 hours with heat. Hardens in 30 minutes, non-flammable, Once cured, it can be sanded and painted. So I don't know. We did it on Bill a while ago, and I don't recall it ever smoking, but yeah, obviously it's not ideal. Obviously I don't want to go to town and have my ute smoke like that. I really don't know if that's showing up on camera or not, but she's hoofing smoke out. So you can see how I was a bit scared and worried for my precious ute yesterday when I got home, and the whole thing is just smoking. And you open it up and it was like that, and I was like, oh god, where's it coming from? And yeah, obviously now we know where it's coming from, but I'm honestly not too sure what to do about that. Yeah, anyway. Alright, so we got the boys here and they're going to do the service on this, and Isaac's going to see if he doesn't spill oil anywhere on this one. He's been warned that it's happened before. Oh! Quickly take it out and just dump it in there. And then with your lovely rag, you'll be able to clean that all up. So we're doing a full service. It's been a while since the fuel filter on the other side, which Braden's doing at the moment, has been done. And then also we're doing our hydraulic filters, which are in here, and an absolute pain to get to. It's been a while since those ones have been changed as well. These fuel filters were changed last year, basically, well, a year and a day they were done. I forgot to get the filters for these ones, so we'll change these ones next week. I'll grab the parts for that when we're going to town. And then also, they didn't give us enough filters. There's 3 on this side, and then there's 3 there, and then there's 2 there. So there's a small one and a big one, and they didn't give me the big one. So we've got a couple more filters that we'll need to change next week, but at least we'll have most of them done. So we're over here just waiting for this fuel filter to drain out, and then we'll be able to change this one. We've got it there ready to roll, and then one of the boys will climb in on the other side and get nice and oily. Doesn't look like it's leaking too much?
No, it's not too much.
Oh, that's all right. So the boys are changing the 3 hydraulic filters that are behind this step. And I couldn't remember from last time, because I know that George did it last time, and I do recall him getting a bit of oil on him when he did it, but doesn't seem to be too bad. So we've done 1, 2 more to go, and then we've got the small one on that side. I'll show you. We've got this small one here to do, and then we've got that big one back there. Might pay for us actually to wait and we won't change that until we've got the big one with us, because it looks like we're gonna have to get the small one out, and then the big one out, and then the big one in, and then the small one in by looking at that. So we will we'll do that, and we'll do the other fuel filters probably Monday next week. I'll get those in town and we should be right as rain. The ute is all good, ready to roll. That thing's ready to go for harvest. Now we're going to do this. So we're going to jack up our wheels and we're going to check our wheel bearings, just make sure they're okay. We're going to grease them. I'll probably bring my ute over and we'll take off the bearing cap just here, just so that we can see how much grease is actually in there, you know, what sort of color it is, and then seal it back up after that. But just give them a good grease and just make sure they're all good. I'm pretty sure we've actually replaced all 4, so they should be pretty good. But as you guys know, with the way that these wheels move like this, as we've got heavy loads on them are turning, it's really, yeah, these bearings just don't last. So we're just going to make sure we maintain them and look after them and check them. So that's what we're going to do now. Yep, that'll do. So similar to what we do with the small tyre, we're now just going to do that with the big tyre and just see if we can get anything out of it. Which, that to me doesn't feel like there's anything in there. But what we'll do now is we're just going to check, take this off and just check and just make sure that the internals are still all good. We can check how much grease is in there. And if this one's pretty good, then we probably don't need to do it for the rest, but we'll still just check to make sure. And look inside and it's all pretty good. So our bearing is still very good and it's still nice and packed in there full of grease, and the grease isn't burnt at all. And we weren't getting any play out of it, so we know that it's, you know, it's still good. So we'll chuck this back on and we'll tap. We will still add more grease in there, but yeah, it's all pretty good. So I've got the boys over there on the augers. On the top of the auger, it's a chain drive with a oil bath, and it's been a few years since we've actually taken normally we just top it up and we'll leave it at that, but it's been a few years since we've actually taken it off, checked the tension in there and made sure that there still is oil in there. It's very hard to tell if there's oil in it because it doesn't have a sight gauge and it's thick yellow plastic, so you can't see. But anyway, the boys are doing that. What I'm going to do is, we've also checked the wheel bearings on this. This thing is ready to go as well. The only thing is there's a light up there, so come night time it makes it a lot easier for the guys when they're unloading. They can actually see the grain in the bin. Helps from, you know, the tractor they can see, and also on the camera up there they can see. But it's not connected because this tractor, we haven't used at harvest time yet. So I'm going to see about wiring in a plug and a switch somewhere into this cab here. So the other one was easy. It's got a big open area where you can just pull off and chuck in a switch. This one here is going to be a little bit more difficult, but we'll see what we come up with. The obvious spot is right there. It's basically where I've got it in the ute. It's just getting there. Because when I take that off, that'll pull, I don't know, that's just the cover. We'll see how we go pulling this cover off. I don't even know what it's hooked on with. I hate doing things like this in cars. You're like, oh, it's just a clip, and then you got to pull it and you snap it and then you can't get it back on. It's like, ugh. But we do need a light in there somehow. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get it in there and wire it in. The other ones have got power supply here. Where's this one's power supply? So far so good. They just pull off, it's just like a plug. And then that was just, again, like a little, like you got on your car to get the protective covering off to get to your radiator. And then it turns out that we actually have a switch, that one right there, that fits in there perfectly. So now I just need to figure out where I'm gonna get my power from. And then we can wire it up, send it out the back, although I don't know how to get it out the back nicely. That's the only thing. It'll have to go like up and then out through there, because it's all sealed otherwise, unless I go up out here somewhere. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Just got to find where to get power from. Fortunately, I'm actually in luck. So this here is the plug for the two-way. Goes into there. I have no idea where they've sourced their power from. It gets spliced into that up there for some reason, and away it goes. No idea. But you can see here it has has 3 wires, so it's got 2 powers and 1 earth. I just checked it. That is a live wire. It's not a dead wire. So what I can do is I can take that as my power and have that going to the switch, and then the switch obviously goes out to the back there. So power from the switch goes out to the back, and then I just need to take an earth wire, which I'll just splice into this earth wire here and run that from the switch, well, run that in conjunction with the one from the switch all the way down and then out the back, and we will have this sorted. As easy as that. Fingers crossed. It's all go. Henry's just getting that out of the shed because it has an update that it needs to do, so you've got to be in 4G signal to do that. And also wipe the screen completely. You do it every year, you just wipe it all so you get all your data on there is back to being 0, so you can store all your maps and things on there. So we wipe it all and then we load everything back onto it. And we're doing it now, even though we won't start for a little while, just so that we know that it's done, and yeah, there's going to be no issues. If there's an issue, we could get somebody out to fix it between now and when we start. Better to do it now instead of the day that we start harvest. If I've done everything completely right, just turn this on, and then out the back there, it's going to be hard for me to see, but bingo, bango, bongo. I will zoom in on the camera so you can see. Ready, 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to turn the light on and light off. Perfect. And I love that it even looks like it's meant to be there, that switch, so perfect. Right, I've got my book playing in the background. The bloody Bluetooth on this thing is insane. It'll be driving past me and it'll just bang, connect to my Bluetooth, and away we go. Anyway, what I was going to get at is I've set up all the harvest files on my laptop, which I've got over there, so that's all ready to go. Henry's finishing updating the other header and the ute. Now this thing is ready to be updated. I just need to get it out of the shed so we can do it, and then I can send all those files through, and then the headers and the tractor will all be on the same files, same paddock names, same maps, same run lines. Everything will be set the exact same, so should be a stress-free part on that thing when we're rolling. I say should. We'll see if it is or not. So I finished setting up both the screens in here, and Henry's currently over there setting up both the screens in, well, he's got 2 screens actually. He's got a second screen in there because we had the extra screen from the case. So he's got 2, the other header's only got 1, but he's setting the screens up so they're all the same, and it makes it easier for operators to talk to each other. On here, now it's a little bit different because the 9R has got a bit Gen 5, so it's a bigger screen. But essentially what we've got is we've got the guidance, the operator. This is the sharing, so we can see how full the 2 headers are. Then we've got our SCVs, so we can adjust them, especially come when we're going to wheat and barley, you know, from wheat, and we need to slow it down. Paddocks, the camera for the guys, the PDO speed, and then that's our guidance. And it's pretty much the exact same on that one over there. So it's all pretty similar, pretty easy, which makes it handy for me to know that they're the same, and also the guys, you know, if one's not quite getting it, then the other one can just say, hey, it's, you know, it's on this page and it's just there. So if they're similar, then they can help each other out, which is much easier. But with that, I think we'll leave the video there. Guys are still just working on the augers. They've done, well, they're still in the midst of 2. There's still 2 more to go. Unfortunately, the truck still has not been done. I'm gonna have to call and find out about that because we're going to start very soon. We need that going. But yeah, this is all pretty much ready. We do need that truck moved because we need to get the fronts out and weld up some stuff on the crop dividers because they're about to fall apart. But other than that, yeah, we're nearly ready to go out into the crop. We just need the weather to play the game. 35 degrees tomorrow. It was 30 today, so we are getting there. But then next week is drizzly. So typical. Anyway, with that, guys, thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.